Okay, good afternoon to each and everyone. I hope you are doing fine. I really want to apologize for coming to all of you very late at this moment. This wasn't the time that I intended for us to start this live feed. So, but because of work and certain pressures and all that, so kindly forgive me. So this afternoon we are going to look at a topic that is very powerful, something that it's very important to myself and to all of us. It's a topic that is on my heart, and I'm going to share with all of us, and it's something that I believe strongly that by the grace of God and by the purpose of God, is something that's going to touch all of us. It's something that is going to move in our lives to be a blessing to you and I as well. So it's a topic that I prepared that I'm going to share with you that I've titled that trust in God's timing. Trust in God's timing. There is time. The Bible makes us understand that there is time for everything. There is season under the sun, and also there is time that God has prepared for each one of us. So I would like us to look at what it means to say what we should trust in God's timing. So trust God's timing is something that is very important in our lives, in our destinies, in our purpose, in our quest to chase after our dreams, our purpose, and whatever we want to do in life. Okay, so trusting God and also trusting in His timing is something that what is very, 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 very important. So this afternoon, it is my prayer that whatever I am coming to share with all of us is going to be a blessing to all of us, including you and I, so that we can go out there and be a blessing. So trust God's timing. When God gives you a promise, He intends to follow through it, no matter how long it takes. So when God gives you a promise concerning your life, concerning your destiny, and whatever He intends for your life, okay, how long it takes, God will surely make this promise come to pass. Most of the times we are discouraged along the path or along the way when we are trying to chase our goals, and also trusting in God for Him to be able to lead us through our journey and whatever we want to do in life. But I'm here this morning to encourage you and I that what, as long as it takes for us in waiting in God or waiting on God for Him to perfect whatever He wants to do in our lives, He will surely make that come to pass, okay, in the name of Jesus. So there is something that the Bible speaks, okay, the Bible speaks or talks about in Proverbs 3:5-6. Proverbs 3:5-6. And it says that trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him and He shall direct your path. So it tells you that what we should be able to acknowledge and also trust in God. Okay, in our life, we should be able to trust God. We should be able to trust Him and also acknowledge Him for everything concerning our life, concerning our destinies, our businesses, and also our purpose, whatever we want to do in life. We should be able to trust God that whatever we are trusting Him to do in our life, okay, along the way, in our lives, in our destinies, along the way, in the perfect time, He will surely make that thing come to pass. Okay, so we should not lean on our own understanding, or we should not dwell in our own understanding, but we should what? Trust in God, believe in Him, that whatever He has spoken concerning our lives and whatever we are dreaming of becoming or achieving in life, okay, we should trust Him. Everything will make sense at the long run, even though it will take long, even though it will take so much time for it to come to pass. But when you trust God, He will surely make it come to pass. Okay, so we have to learn a lot about the importance of trusting God's timing in our season of waiting. Okay, so it draws on you and I to be able to what? Have faith and also trust in God. We should learn a lot about the importance of trusting God's timing in our season of waiting. Okay, so there are seasons of waiting. There's season that what? We are waiting that God will make this thing come to pass in our life. And it's taking so long. And it's like there is nobody out there to encourage us to keep believing in Him. But in this moment, we should be able to tap on our own shoulders and say, what? I'm going to trust and hold on to whatever I'm waiting on God to do. Okay, and at the end of it all, God will surely make it come to pass. So sometimes it is hard to see the reason for waiting on God's perfect timing, but this is the moment of our preparation. So there are times that it is difficult for us to wait on God. It is difficult for us to believe on the perfect time of the things that God is going to do in our life, because it's like we are so worried. We are so challenged in life. Okay, like there are battles that we are going through, and it's like nothing is going well for us. Okay, but within this period, within this time, it is our time of what? Preparations. It is our time that what? We are being prepared for something great, for something marvelous out there. Okay, so sometimes it is hard to see the reason for us to wait on God, for us to wait on the things that He is about to do in our lives. Okay, but whilst we find it so hard, we should have a heart that we can wait on God at whatever He's preparing for us. You and I can be able to wait upon it so that these things will come to pass in our lives. So there is something that 2 Peter 3 verse 8 says, and it says that God has His own sense of timing. Okay, so God has His own sense of timing. With the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years like a day. Okay, so with the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years. Okay, and 1,000 years like a day. So God has His own sense or His own perfect timing of accomplishing whatever He has said concerning our lives. Okay, and it is up to you and I to have patience, to trust in His own time, to trust in the moment that what He has set for us, for the things that He is about to do in our lives. Okay, there are challenges that will come. There are difficult moments. There are moments that you feel like the things that I am trusting myself to accomplish, the business that I'm trusting that it will be able to go a long way of making waves out there. It is not doing that. And at the later part, like you are losing hope in whatever you are doing. But I'm here this moment to tell you that so far as you trust God, that He's the same person who brought you into this world. He will make everything possible at the right time. So just trust in Him. Just trust in His perfect timing. So God has a perfect timing. Never early, never too late. Okay, God is never in hurry, but He is always on time. So there are times that you feel like I want this thing to be realized. I want my dream to come to pass. I want whatever. We all have personal dreams, personal aspiration, personal purpose, and the things that we want to achieve in life. But it is not up to you and I to decide the time that these things will come to pass. Everything is season. Everything concerning your life, concerning your business, concerning whatever you have programmed for yourself, okay, or whatever you have written down that I'm going to achieve. Even though you have decided that, there is a reason why God has placed a purpose in your heart. There is a reason why He has placed something into your heart that I feel like I feel so much edge in achieving these things. Okay, but God is someone that doesn't do His things like a magician. He does His things with perfection. He does his things with steps. Okay, He's someone that doesn't hurry to impress anyone, like we humans that we stand up each and every day just to hurry and make it just make it once or fast or quick, just to impress people. God doesn't do his things like that. He does his things so that when you receive the blessings, when you receive the breakthrough, it will be to the glory of his name, to the glorification of his name. Okay, so God has a perfect timing. Okay, he is never too early, never too late. God is not someone who is in a hurry to impress anyone. And when he's doing something, he will take time. He will take time that he will do it so that it can be perfected, so that it will be to the glory of his own name. Okay, so we should always trust in the perfect timing of God. We should trust in the perfect time. We should never be in a hurry to achieve anything. We should never be in a hurry so that at the end of the day, we'll go out there and crash and come back. Okay, there are reasons why people are not happy for a reason. Okay, there are reasons, why people are not happy. Okay, because they've rushed in life and they've gone out there and they've crashed and they've come back. Okay, instead of waiting on the perfect timing and the direction of God. Okay, so there is always an appointed time for whatever God wants to do in our lives. There is always a perfect timing with regards to whatever God intends to do in you and I, our life. Okay, whatever he wants to do in our lives, there is always a perfect timing. We should never rush in life. We should never rush in life. And when we put him first, okay, and trust in his timing and keep our faith in him, okay, miracles will happen, things will happen, the unthinkable will happen. Okay, so we should be able to trust God. We should be able to trust in his perfect time. We should never let people pressure on social media and all that get to us. The best thing that we can do is to learn from the good things that people are doing, so that we can use them as a benchmark in to better our lives. Okay, so there is always an appointed time for whatever God wants to do in you and I, our lives. And when we put our faith in him, okay, when we put our faith in him and trust in his timing and keep our faith in him, miracles will surely happen in our lives. I'm here this morning to encourage you that you should put your trust in God. You should put your faith in God. Okay, there is nothing that he cannot do. We should trust in God's perfect timing in whatever he has said concerning in our lives to come to pass. Okay, so trusting in God's perfect timing is never early, never late. It takes a little patience and it takes a lot of faith, but it is worth it. Okay, so we waiting on God. It takes a lot of faith. It takes a lot of faith for us to wait on God, for us to wait on his time, on his perfect time, that he will accomplish anything that he has spoken concerning you and our lives. Okay, it takes a perfect time. It takes a perfect time. It takes a long amount of faith or huge amount of faith. Okay, for whatever God has spoken concerning our lives to come to pass. And it takes patience. So you should be patient. We should be patient enough. You and I should be patient enough to wait upon God, to wait on God, to wait on whatever he has spoken concerning our lives, to be so that he can be able to perfect them. Okay, so trusting God, perfect time is never too late or never too early. Okay, so it takes a little patience, just a little patience, for the purpose of God concerning our lives to come to pass. So going through difficult times is a moment that we should trust God so much. So most at times we go through moments of difficulties, moments of challenges. There's a moment when we are being prepared for something great out there, something powerful that we are being prepared, okay, for us to take charge, to take dominion over those things. So imagine if you are not prepared for something, if you are not prepared, if you have not gone through the mill, then how can you be able to handle those things? How are you going to handle those things? Okay, so it takes patience, it takes faith for us to go through the mill, for God to prepare us for the greater things out there. Okay, challenges are not meant to bring us about. We are supposed to learn through the challenges, and we are encouraged to use God so that we can be able to handle challenges very well, so that we can be able to go through them and be refined and become better people, so that when we are able to get to the table that God has prepared for us, okay, we can say what, I am prepared and I am ready to take every challenge, every responsibility that has been given to me. So going through difficult time is a moment that we should trust God. God knows how to bless you in unexpected ways. Okay, so when you are going through challenges, when you are going through difficult times, it's a time that you have to be patient on yourself. You and I should be patient on ourselves. Okay, because challenges are meant to build great people in us. Challenges are meant to bring the best in us, to prepare us for something great out there. Okay, so there was something that Adam Kappa said. Adam Kappa, and he said what? Trust in God's timing. Okay, he said what? Trust in God's timing. It is better to wait a while and have things fall into place than to rush into something and have things fall apart. Okay, he said what? We should trust in God. It is better to wait a while than to rush in life and let everything fall apart. Okay, so we should be able to have patience enough, to be patient enough to trust in God. We should be patient enough to trust in God. Let's be patient enough to trust in God. Okay, there is nothing that comes easy. There is nothing that comes easy. There are challenges people will not believe in you. People will not believe in the ideas that you hold so dear to your heart. The idea that the things that you want to do with regards to your life. People will not believe in you. But have patience. The difficult moments that you are going through, God is preparing you for something massive, something great out there. Okay, so trust in the perfect timing of God. So in our moments of waiting or trusting in God's timing, in our moments of waiting and also trusting in God's timing for our lives, we become confused and frustrated. So in our moment that sometimes it's like we are waiting on God to do something good in our lives. Okay, and we are trusting God for Him to do something, just to open a door for us. Okay, we become so frustrated and we ask ourselves, where is God? Where is the God that I trusted in? Where is the God that I have trusted for so many years? Where is He? And most of us, we find ourselves like that. There are times myself that I go through such moments. Okay, it's like there is one thing that I am looking for. And it's like the same things keep happening all over again. And I ask God, why? But the most important thing that keeps holding me and I keep believing in myself and keep going each and every day is that there is a reason why God has brought me into this world. There is a reason why God has brought me into this world. I wasn't brought here just to fill a vacuum or just to fill a space. But God has brought each and every one of us into this world for a reason. And we should be able to appreciate and know what His purpose the reason why He has brought us into this world. And that is purpose. Okay, you should be able to know your purpose in this world so that you can't misuse your life. You can't misuse your destiny. Okay, you can't misuse your destiny. So in our moments of waiting or trusting in God, okay, God's timing for our lives, we become so confused and frustrated. Okay, but this is the time that we have to stay focused. We have to stay focused on God. We have to believe in God. You and I have to stay focused on God and not the challenges that what life presents. Okay, because life will always present a challenge. Life, as you and I see it, will always present what? A challenge. There are people that are not going to believe in you. They'll doubt you for so many reasons. Okay, there are people that will look down on you because you are not up to that level yet. So it's like, oh, this person cry. Why should I associate myself with this person? You understand? But trust in the timing of God. Trust in the perfect timing of God. Yours is just to have patience. Yours is just to have faith and keep praying and keep believing in God. And trust me, when the time is right, He will make everything beautiful. Okay, so there is something that the Holy Bible said, and it says in Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11, and it says what? He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the hearts of humans, or in the human heart. Okay, yet no one can fathom what God has done from the beginning to the end. So what the Holy Book is trying to tell you and I this afternoon is that what they said there is he has made everything beautiful in His time. So in His time, He will make everything beautiful. In His time, He will make everything perfect. Okay? In His time, He will make everything sweet for you. In His time, He will make everything perfect. Yours is just to have patience. Okay? Patience, as they say, move mountains. Yours is just to have patience. And patience is a value it's a valuable thing that you and I have to possess. You and I have to possess a very great value of what? Of patience. Anyone that has patience can move mountains, can move everything that is huge in front of them. So let's be encouraged to have patience enough, so that when we wait on the perfect timing of God for Him to perfect everything concerning our lives, God will come through for us. Okay, so you may not understand God's timing about something, but you have to trust that His timing is perfect. Okay, so we might not understand God's timing about something. You and I might not understand, okay, His timing about our purpose. You and I will not understand God's timing concerning our lives. But you have to trust God. You have to trust His timing concerning our life, concerning whatever you want to do in life. Whatever you are dreaming of achieving, whatever business that you want to start, whatever idea that you want to start, you have to trust yourself. You have to be patient enough and trust God that at this time, everything will be perfect and beautiful. God makes unmoved mountains in His perfect time. And you and I, we can never dictate to God. Okay, you and I, we can never dictate to God. But the only thing you and I we can do is to trust Him, to trust His perfect timing. So Victoria Austin said this, and she said what? You may not understand God's timing about something, but you have to trust that His timing is perfect. Trust Him and find rest. That was what she said. You understand? So when you trust God's perfect timing, you put yourself in a position that you find rest. Like you are waiting. You are still having faith, and you are still working on yourself. I'm not saying that you should go and sleep, because you are waiting on God to perfect everything concerning your life. But whilst you are waiting on Him, you should be able to do something concerning your life. You should be able to take steps in building yourself to become whatever you want to become in life. So that when God opens the floodgates of the blessing concerning your life, and the time is right, okay, everything will fall in place so that you find rest. Okay, so that you find rest. So Comfort Okran also said something, and she said what? The timing of God often defies your thinking. Okay, the timing of God often defies your thinking. It contradicts logic. You may have troubles, battles, or trials, but they do not negate God's love for you. Okay, there is a purpose behind your pain. So that was what she said. So what she's saying is that, or what she said was that the timing of God often defies your thinking. Okay, so the timing of God, the time that God will make everything perfect, the time that God will perfect everything, will open the floodgate for you. Okay, these things defies your own thinking. Okay, and it contradicts or defies the normal logic of human understanding. Okay, it defies. You can never fathom it. You can never understand. Okay, so you may have at the moment of you facing troubles, challenges, and battles. Okay, these things, the challenges and the battles, does not negate God's love for you. It does not negate God's promise concerning your life. Okay, because He said what? At the right time, He will make everything perfect. At the right time, He will make everything perfect. And your challenges and your trials and your troubles will never negate God's love for you, His plan concerning your life. Okay, because there is a purpose behind every pain that you are going through. There is a purpose behind every pain that you are going through. So just believe in yourself and believe in the things that what God is preparing you for. God is programming you for. You understand? So be careful about rushing God's timing. Okay, so one thing that you should know, we should know, is that we can never rush God's timing concerning our lives. We can never. No matter what you do, He is the Alpha and the Omega. We can never rush His timing concerning our life, concerning our destiny, concerning the things that you want to do. Your own purpose, the things that you have to do, your responsibility, that's the right word. Your responsibility is to take steps in preparing yourself for the what? For the opportunities that God is about to open concerning your life. Okay, so be careful about rushing God's timing. You never know who or what He's protecting you from or saving you from. Okay, so when you are rushing, there are times that you hear stories like young guys, they are rushing. They just want everything quickly, and they go in for so many things just to be, excuse me to say, rich and all that. But those things will not last. Those things will not last. So when you are someone who believes in God, who trusts in God, who wants to trust in God's perfect timing concerning your life, okay, you should be able to have patience. Because when God is taking time with you, He is protecting you or saving you from something that what is about to hurt you. Okay, so let's encourage ourselves. Let's advise ourselves to not rush concerning anything that what is about our purpose, our dreams, our destiny. We should never rush in life. Okay, so that we should be able to give room for God to prepare us enough for the greater things that He is about to do in our lives. So in hard times, bad times, and tough times, let your faith stay strong. In the moment that we feel that what things are hard for us, things are tough, things are difficult, okay, let us remain very strong. Let our faith be strong and remain faithful in God. Let's trust in God's timing, because for anyone who trusts in God's timing, the person has victory. Okay, this morning I had a news about a woman who is like a mother to me, and I've been talking about this woman. When they gave her a prophecy that she will be giving birth to twins in church, this woman said she's not ready. She's not ready and all that. And for her, dear, she's not like she can't pay the day. That was what she was saying. She wasn't ready for her to have, because the prophecy came like she will have a boy and a girl. You understand? And I heard it clearly that she will have a boy and a girl. And she thought it was a joke. And can you imagine, for 3 months now I've been chatting with this, my own mother. She never told me, she's not at where I am. She never told me that she's pregnant. But I had a news this morning that what? She has given birth to what? Twins, a boy and a girl. You understand? And the prophecy just came to pass. The prophecy just came to pass. And it's like she has waited for this moment. When he gave it to her, like she doubted. She doubted. She said, where is she going to get money? But she had faith in God. She kept praying. This same person wakes up and sends me what? Alpha hour links for me to join. You understand? She wakes up and she sends me this thing. And it's like, this same person who talks to me, chats with me concerning personal things, and I talk to her, you understand, like a mother. And this person has given birth to twins. You understand? So what am I saying this afternoon? All I'm saying is that we should trust God in his time. The things that he has spoken concerning our lives. Okay? Ebeche cry, it will surely come to pass. Ebeche, but it will surely come to pass. Let's have faith in God. Everything that has been spoken concerning your life, okay, just keep praying and keep having faith. Keep praying and having faith. Have that awesome faith. Okay? Have faith that what? Look at the woman who had faith enough just to touch. She said, oh, if only I could touch the garment of Christ, okay, I'll be saved. I'll be healed. And when she touched the garments, the white garments of Jesus Christ, this woman was healed totally. Everything concerning our lives for us to get our breakthrough is our faith. It's our faith in God, our faith in our purpose, our faith in our destinies. Okay, our faith in our destinies. Let's have faith in God. Okay, it will take long, but what? It will surely come to pass. We have the responsibility, 1, to have faith. 2, to have patience. And 3, to always pray fervently. Okay? The hard times will come. The challenging moments will come. But let us have faith in God. Okay? So that the victories will be assured. The victories will be sweet. The testimonies will be massive. Okay? The testimonies will be massive. So we should never mistake God's patience for his absence. You and I should never mistake God's patience for his absence in our lives. Okay? His timing is perfect and his presence is constant. He is always with you. God, at times, he's patient with us, but it's like, we look at the situation and it's like, oh, God, where are you? Where are you, God? Like, I'm waiting for you to do this thing and you are not doing it. And it's like, at the end of the day, we get discouraged. And we tend to look for opening doors from places that we are not supposed to go. And at the end of the day, we put our destinies, we put our generations into jeopardy. Okay? Because when the devil wouldn't give you anything for free. When he gives you 1, he will take 2 from you. When he gives you what? 2, he will take 4 from you. And at the end of the day, your generations will take the suffering for the things that what you have gotten today. Why wouldn't you and I be encouraged to take the right path of getting our blessings? Okay, let's have patience. Excuse me, let's have patience, let's have faith. We must have faith in God in our times of wilderness. Okay, and be patient enough. It might take long, but God got us. It might take long. in our wilderness, in our suffering, in our difficult moments. But God has gotten you and I safe. Okay, God, everything about your pain, everything about your challenge is something that is preparing you and I. So everything will make sense and happen at the right time. Okay, in tough times, you need to gather all your strength and trust God that He has your back and you are not alone in the fight. Okay, so in the suffering, the moment that you are waiting for what? For God's perfect timing that He will do something massive in your life. Just have patience. Just trust in God. Okay, just have patience enough and trust in God that what? I trust you. I have faith in you and I know that you can do this for me. And I know that you can make, you can turn the mountains into molehills. Okay, you can make the crooked path straight. You can turn my tears into joy. It is my prayer that what? Every tear that everyone is going through, whilst waiting on the perfect time of God, such tears will be turned into joy. Okay, every tear that we cry, every tear that falls on our faces, on our eyes, will be turned into joy in our lives. So God tests our faith to see the strength of our faith. If our faith is strong in Him, there will be moments of difficulty and hardship, but let's trust in God, and also let's trust in His timing. Okay, so God is someone who, when you come into the presence of God, when you are going in Christ, or when you are going in the things of God, God will surely test your faith. He will test your faith. Okay, He will test your faith, and when you stand firm enough to endure every challenge, you will see that what at the end of the day, your story or your testimony will be great. Okay, so we should encourage ourselves to endure the sufferings of time. The suffering of time. I keep telling myself there are things that I personally have gone through. There are things that I've gone through. There are times that I've cried in my own room. You understand? And I asked God why. But during those moments, I trusted in God. I believed in God. I had faith in God. That what? Everything that I am going through, it will make sense. It will surely make sense. And when the doors began to open, and I knew that what? This was really God. This was really God, because I trusted in Him and He never disappointed me. Okay, so God tests our faith to see the strength of our faith in Him. There will be moments of challenges and difficulties. There will be moments of challenges and also trials. But let us be encouraged to have our faith in Him, to build our faith so strong in Him. Okay, so patience is or should be a major virtue we should possess when pursuing or trusting God for a perfect time of His purpose for our lives. Patience is a virtue that you and I should cultivate. I'm not saying you should go to the farm and cultivate patience. Okay, but when you are waiting on God for Him to perfect everything concerning your life, when you are waiting on God, on His timing, on His perfect time, you should have the virtue of what? Of patience. If you are someone that you don't have the virtue of patience, you'll be discouraged most often. And at the end of the day, you go out there to be looking for answers at places that you are not supposed to be going. Okay, as I said, at the end of the day, you put yourself and your generation into problems. Let us be encouraged to trust God. Let us be motivated to trust God. In His perfect timing, at the end of it all, He will make everything beautiful concerning our lives. So every difficult moment you are facing or going through is God processing everything about your life. Okay, so everything you are going through is a moment of God processing your moment of victories, your preparation processes. So everything you are going through is God preparing you for what you are prayed for. Most of us have gone through so much in life. Okay, because there is a saying that when there is no battle, the victory is not sweet. So every victory that is sweet comes with what? A great battle, a great moment of challenges. Then when the victories comes, then you see that what? The victory becomes sweet. The testimony becomes marvelous or amazing to inspire other people out there. Okay, so everything that you are going through is a moment of preparation that you are going through. There are things that you are prayed for, and God has to take you through processes of preparation, so that when you go out there, you will not misuse the opportunities. You will not misuse the blessings that God has given to you. Okay, so where you are going to, it's a place that will take long, or it's a longer place. So you have to go through a process of preparation. So God didn't bring you this far to leave you alone. God will never bring you this far, so far as you trust in Him and keep praying each and every day. God wouldn't bring you this far to leave you on the way, to leave you deserted, like to leave you or at a place that He will not hold your arms again, He will not hold your hands again. God will not bring you this far just to leave you on the way, but He will bring you this far because He trusted and believed in you. He trusted, or He had faith in you for your destiny, for your purpose. The only thing that is left for you and I is to trust in His perfect time, and to trust in what? In the things that He's about to do in our lives. Okay, so why do you think that He keeps giving you life each and every day? Why do you think that God keeps giving you life? He keeps giving you the opportunity to wake up each and every morning. Okay, each and every day. This is because He has a lot in stock for you. He has a lot of plans for you and I. Okay, so just trust in God. Have patience, have faith in God. Have faith in God, and trust me, at the end of it all, He'll make everything beautiful. He'll make everything marvelous. So there are moments or times when we pray for something. There are moments when I personally, or you pray for something and it looks like whatever you are prayed for is delaying. There is no answer. But when we find ourselves in this moment, okay, there's a moment that are moments of doubt. If you don't take care, doubts will be cast in your mind. Doubt will run through your mind that where is my God? Where is my God? But at this moment, one thing that is required for you and I, from you and I, is for us to have faith and be patient and to trust God that what? He will open His door and His floodgate for us in His perfect time. That is what you and I have to do. To have faith and to trust God in His perfect time. That will make everything beautiful. And He said this in Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1. He said what? There is time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. Okay, so He said what? There is time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. There are activities that are running in our lives, or there are activities that we are undertaking in our lives. Okay, but with this activity, there is a season for everything to happen in our lives. Okay, for you and I, we have the grace, we have the gift for us to have patience enough to wait on God, to be patient enough to wait on the things that God will do concerning our lives. Okay, so in moments when your time, in moments when your time hasn't come, trust Him. So in the moments when your time hasn't come, we should be encouraged to trust God. When your prayer is being delayed, what will you do? Will you say, what, I'm going to give up? But this is the moment when we should trust God timing. We should trust God perfect timing, that what? When the time is right, He will answer my prayers. Let's keep praying. We should never relent. Okay. When you speak to your challenges, okay, but they don't go away, trust God and keep praying. Trust God and keep praying. Keep having that faith. Keep believing in yourself. Okay? And trust me, everything will make sense at the long run. Trust God timing for your results. Trust God timing for your results. There is time that God has put aside for results to make manifest. Okay? For Him to make things meaningful in our lives. What we are supposed to do is to have faith, to have patience. So God doesn't show up on your timing. So God wouldn't show up on your own timing, but He will show up on His timing because He knows the best for you. God will never show on the time that what you've arranged for yourself. But God, He's a God. He's a God for Himself. And He will show up at the time that He wants to show up, not the time that you want. So patience is a virtue that you and I, we are supposed to cultivate. We are supposed to possess. Let's have patience. Let's have faith in God. And trust me, everything will make sense at the long run. So when the time is right, He said this in He said this in Isaiah, that was 60 verse 22. And He said what? When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. That was what He said. When the time is right, He will make it happen. So there is always a perfect time when He will make everything concerning our lives perfect. Okay? There is always a perfect time when God shows up for us, even in our dark moments. There is always a perfect time when God shows up for us, even our dark moments, to make His promises concerning our life come to pass concerning in our lives. Okay, so what we have to do is to have patience. What we have to do is to endure, is to keep praying, keep trusting in His perfect time. Okay, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. So when the time is right, He will make that particular thing that you have been waiting for, that particular thing that you have been praying for, He will make it happen. When the time is right, there is always a time that what your gifts will be delivered to you. There is always the right time when your gift will be delivered to you. What is left to you and I is to trust in God, is to have faith in Him, is to believe in Him, that He'll make everything perfect in His own time. So sometimes waiting on God is difficult. So sometimes waiting on God personally is difficult. Okay, it's difficult, which is true, and we tend to take matters into our own hands. Okay. It's like we are waiting on God so long. We are waiting on God. He should do this and He's not doing it. Okay? And at the end of the day, we take matters into our own hands. And we chase after the things that we are not supposed to chase after. Okay? And when we make that, it makes things difficult for us. And which is not good. So let's encourage ourselves not to take our things, our issues into our own hands when we are waiting on God. Let's trust His perfect timing. That what will make everything meaningful concerning our lives. Okay, so trusting in God's timing is difficult, as I said earlier, and frustrating, to be honest. Waiting on God on His perfect timing, trusting in God in His timing is difficult and frustrating. This is something that we all know. Okay, And this is an honest statement. Okay, but if you desire anything that will last, from the perfect will of God, if you desire anything that will last from the perfect will of God, okay, for your life, then you should learn to endure waiting. Okay, if you want anything that is the perfect will of God, you should be able to endure what? Suffering. You should be able to endure this moment. You should be able to endure on waiting. Okay, to make things which is perfect for your life to come to pass. Okay, so we should be encouraged enough to advise ourselves to always have patience enough to wait on God. It is not easy. It is difficult and frustrating. By the end of it all, it will make sense. It will make sense. So let's encourage ourselves to always have faith in God, always trust in Him, and have patience, to pray enough that whatever we are dreaming of, whatever we are trusting God that He will do, He will surely do it at the right time. And at the end of it all, He will make a good sense out of it. I want to thank each and every one who has taken time to watch. God richly bless you. And this is how I conclude. My name is Gosway. And once again, I want to thank all of you for finding your little time to join me on this live feed and watch this live broadcast. God richly bless you. And it is my prayer that this live broadcast will be a blessing to someone out there. It will be a life transforming to someone out there, so that we'll go out there and keep trusting in God and keep trusting in the things that we want to do concerning our lives, so that it will be a destiny groundbreaking moments in our lives, so that we can impact so much lives out there and be a blessing to ourselves, our families, and even our friends. On this note, I want to say God richly bless you for watching once again, and see you next week, and be safe out there. And don't forget to have patience, always pray, and have faith in God. Do have a lovely day. Till I see you next week. Bye-bye.